I got a campaign email today from Dennis Kucinich, and I felt it was very inspiring, and I pretty much agreed with his sentiment, so I thought I'd read it. The U.S. government has been turned into an engine that accelerates the wealth upwards into the hands of a few. The Wall Street bailout, the Iraq War, military spending, tax cuts to the rich, and a for-profit healthcare system are all about the acceleration of wealth upwards. And now the American people are about to pay the price of the collapse of the 513 trillion Ponzi scheme of derivatives. Yes, that's half a quadrillion dollars. Our first trillion-dollar compensation bandage will hardly stem the hemorrhaging of an unstable Ponzi scheme built on debt deleverages. Does anyone seriously think that our public and private debts of some 45 trillion will be paid? That the administration's growth of the federal debt from 5.6 trillion to 9.8 trillion while borrowing another $1 trillion from Social Security has nothing to do with this? Does anyone not see that when we spend nearly $16,000 for every family of 4 in our society for the military each year, that we are heading over a cliff? This is a debt crisis, not a credit crisis. Just as FDR had to save capitalism after Wall Street excesses, we have to reinvigorate our economy with real, not imaginary growth. It does not address the never-ending war on the middle class. The same corporate interests that profited from the closing of U.S. factories, the movement of millions of jobs out of America, the offshoring of profits, the outsourcing of workers, the crushing of pension funds, the knocking down of wages, the cancellation of healthcare benefits, the subprime lending, are now rushing to Washington to get money to protect themselves. The double standard is stunning. Their profits are their profits, but their losses are our losses. This bailout will not bring real jobs back to America. It will not bring back jobs that make things. It does not rebuild our schools, streets, neighborhoods, parks, or bridges. The major product of this financial economy is now debt. Industrial capitalism has been destroyed. In the next few days, I will push for a plan that includes equity for every American in any taxpayer investment in this so-called bailout plan. Since the bailout will cost each and every American about $2,300, I have proposed the creation of a United States mutual trust fund, which will take control of $700 billion in stock assets, convert those assets to shares, and distribute $2,300 worth of shares to new individual savings accounts in the name of each and every American. So that's the excerpt. I'm kind of interested in hearing what everyone else has to say about this. Everyone who didn't receive this particular email from Dennis. I think it's a cool idea. I don't know if it's the ultimate solution, but it seems to satisfy certain needs and necessities that are obviously not addressed by just a ridiculous blank check proposal that, of course, the criminal Bush administration would be all too happy to foist on the American public and taxpayers. Thanks for listening.